11th of August 2009, and I'm just going to do a wee bit here about what we intend to bring out in the future. One of the things we are raising at the minute is this whole issue of Martin McGuinness and the photograph. Well, the one photograph that was shown you. Somebody says, is there other ones? Well, we'll hold them for the court case. But anyway, Martin McGuinness is Joint First Minister of Northern Ireland. He's pictured holding a Luger pistol. He's never been arrested for it. This photograph, somehow or another, was never come across in 37 years. But we were able to find it. But then again, whenever you listen to this tape that I'm going to let you listen to, now unfortunately I can only let you listen to it for a few seconds, but it'll show you how the IRA was run by British intelligence and Southern intelligence. Now I'll let you listen to a wee bit of this tape.
I've known him about 20 years, you know. Yeah. And he's not as such, right? It's a technical thing, right? The IRA is actually split into two. There's a Northern Command and a Southern Command, right? He's in charge of Northern Command, right? He's a Northern Command OC, right? He controls all of that. He's also on the IRA Army Council. Yeah. Right? Yeah. There's a 5-man Army Council. He's one of them. Right? Nothing happens in the Northern Command area that he doesn't okay. Yeah. And I mean nothing. Now, he's nothing to do with England. See what happens in England? He's nothing whatsoever to do with it. So the person that controls England is a South Armagh fellow. Yeah. Right? I was going to ask you, we sort of did the emotive thing and said, you know, who could organise things like Warrington? And then said it's people like Martin McGuinness. So who would be responsible for Warrington? A fellow called Tommy Murphy from South Armagh and Colville. He actually controls all aspects of what happens in England and on the continent. Him and a guy called Tommy Keenan. I'll explain to Frank, right? McGuinness is on the IRA Army Council, right? Yeah. He also controls the Northern Command, which takes in the 9 counties of Ulster, right? Nothing happens in Northern Command that McGuinness doesn't okay. Call Sean, Spike Murray. Anything that would happen, Murray would have the say-so, right? Would okay it with McGuinness. He meets McGuinness about once, twice a week in Belfast, right? This is a regular arrangement, right? McGuinness would come into Belfast. It used to be, he came into Belfast and Tuesday.
Since Danny Morrison and
No, Danny Morrison had nothing to do with it. Right. Nothing to do with it. He was director of publicity, but he was also in the IRA Army Council. But he had no balls. Right? That's basically, right? He was a pay and push, if you want to put it that way, right?
McGuinness is overall control of Northern Command.
He is a Northern Command OC.
Yeah, right.
Now that's an example of what was going on. They talk about collusion between the security forces and loyalist paramilitaries. This is collusion at its best. This is a man from the Nutting Squad, as they are known as, or as the IRA would talk about their internal security unit, which has 6 individuals on it, who 3 of were working for British intelligence and Southern intelligence. Now this man is known as, well, his nickname is Scap, who seems to have disappeared, and nobody seems to be asked any questions, but we're asking questions. We've been working on this for quite a while. You'll hear what he thinks of Martin McGuinness, and how closely involved he was with Mr. McGuinness. Now, we have these photographs, we have people who are very close to Martin coming out with these things. We have also other people who are coming forward, IRA men who are disenchanted with what has happened, who believe that their friends were murdered to keep people within the IRA high up in the ranks. Now, if they want to talk about collusion, then let's have a chat about collusion. We are more than willing to have a debate with the IRA. Oh, sorry, Martin and Mr. Adams and Slab Murphy, them gentlemen. We are more than willing to have a debate with them about collusion, because they murdered more Roman Catholics than anybody else did. They certainly murdered a lot more than the security forces ever did. And the reason they murdered a lot of them was to cover their own tracks of how they were able to stay at the top of the ladder. And this individual, Scap, it's believed there's about 40 odd people were murdered by him. Ordinary fellas. Now, okay, maybe they were in the IRA, a lot of them, but at the same time, they were murdered to cover the tracks of other informers and to keep people at the top of the IRA. Now, that seems to have been going on for 30 odd years. So, what is the history in this country? Well, we intend to try to get to the bottom of it, and I can assure you, Martin, and Mr. Murphy, and people like you, you may have your millions, and you may think you've got away with it, and the British government may be prepared to let you get away with it, but the one crowd of people who are not prepared to sell justice is the community that you come from, the community that you butchered and carried out ethnic cleansing again, are not allowed, are not prepared to allow you and your people to get away with it. You know, there's more than near 500 Roman Catholics. Explain that to the Catholic community and stop slobbering to us about collusion.